Rejection hurts. There's no way around it. Whether it's getting turned down for a job, being rejected by someone you care about, or having your ideas dismissed, it can feel personal, discouraging, and even humiliating. Your mind starts racing. What did I do wrong? Am I not good enough? Should I just give up? But what if rejection wasn't a sign that you failed, but instead a stepping stone to something better? What if instead of crushing you, it could actually make you stronger, more resilient, and even more successful? The truth is, rejection is unavoidable in life, but what matters is how you handle it. In this video, we're breaking down exactly how to deal with rejection without letting it destroy your confidence, self-worth, or motivation. Rejection hits hard because at its core, it's not just about being told no. It triggers something much deeper, our need for acceptance and belonging. Studies show that the brain processes rejection similarly to physical pain. That's why it can feel like a punch in the gut when someone turns us down or when we fail at something important. On an evolutionary level, being accepted by a group was crucial for survival. That's why our brains have developed a heightened sensitivity to rejection. It's wired into us. In ancient times, being excluded from a tribe meant being left alone, making survival nearly impossible. Even though we no longer live in small tribes, our brains still react to rejection as if our survival depends on it. But here's the thing. While rejection is painful, it's not actually a reflection of your worth. It's a moment, an event, an experience, but not a definition of who you are. Understanding this is the first step to handling rejection in a healthier way. Instead of seeing it as proof that you're not good enough, start recognizing it for what it really is, a natural and inevitable part of life. Another reason rejection stings is that it often brings up self-doubt. We start questioning ourselves. Was I not good enough? Should I have done something differently? While self-reflection is valuable, excessive self-criticism can be harmful. Instead of falling into the trap of thinking rejection means something is wrong with you, try shifting your perspective. Rejection is often about circumstances, preferences, or timing, not about your intrinsic value. Rejection also has a way of making us feel isolated, like we're the only ones going through it. But that's far from the truth. Everyone, no matter how successful, talented, or confident, has faced rejection. The difference between those who let rejection define them and those who grow from it is how they respond. One study even found that social rejection activates the same regions of the brain as physical pain. That means rejection doesn't just hurt emotionally, it's a real physical experience. But just like a muscle recovers and gets stronger after being strained, our resilience grows when we learn how to navigate rejection in a healthy way. Most people see rejection as a dead end, but what if you flip that mindset? Every no is actually an opportunity to learn something valuable. Think about it. If you never got rejected, you'd never be challenged to grow, adapt, or improve. The most successful people in the world have faced rejection time and time again. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. What separates people who succeed from those who let rejection crush them? Perspective. Instead of taking rejection as a sign to quit, they used it as fuel to keep going. So the next time you face rejection, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve? If you can start seeing rejection as redirection, as feedback rather than failure, it becomes much less scary and far more useful. Think of rejection like working out. The first time you lift weights, it's tough. Your muscles ache and you might feel weak. But over time, with consistent effort, you get stronger. Rejection works the same way. The more you experience it, the more resilient you become. Another way to reframe rejection is to view it as proof that you're taking risks. If you're never being rejected, it might mean you're not pushing yourself enough. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. So instead of fearing rejection, start seeing it as a sign that you're challenging yourself, reaching higher, and moving toward something better. And hey, if you're finding this helpful so far, take a second to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I appreciate it. Handling rejection isn't just about having the right mindset. It's also about building resilience. Resilient people don't let one rejection define them. They bounce back faster because they don't tie their entire self-worth to external validation. So how do you build that kind of resilience? First, separate the event from your identity. Just because you got rejected doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means this specific opportunity didn't work out. Think about it. When an actor auditions for a role and doesn't get it, it doesn't mean they're a bad actor. It just means they weren't the right fit for that particular project. project. The same applies to job interviews, relationships, and creative endeavors. Second, practice self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up, talk to yourself the way you would comfort a friend. Would you tell a friend they're worthless because they didn't get the job or because someone turned them down? No, right? So why say it to yourself? Self-compassion is key to bouncing back from rejection. Third, create a rejection-proof mindset by normalizing failure. The more you expose yourself to rejection, the less power it has over you. Try this. Make it a goal to collect rejections. The more you hear no, the closer you are to a yes. This takes the sting out of rejection and turns it into part of the process. Another powerful strategy is to keep a success journal. Write down every time you overcame a challenge, received positive feedback, or achieved something meaningful. When rejection happens, looking back at your past wins can remind you that one setback doesn't define your entire journey. If you struggle with rejection in relationships, remind yourself that compatibility isn't about convincing someone to like you, it's about finding the right match. The same goes for jobs, friendships, and opportunities. Rejection isn't always about you. Sometimes it's about the other person's needs, timing, or circumstances. One of the best ways to handle rejection is to use it as motivation. Instead of letting it shut you down, let it push you forward. Think of rejection as a test. Are you going to let it stop you, or are you going to prove that you're capable of more? Rejection is not an obstacle, but rather a stepping stone to your growth. When you experience rejection, it's a reminder that you're actively pursuing something meaningful. Rejection isn't the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Some of the greatest success stories started with brutal rejection. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school multiple times. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television, and Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. But instead of giving up, they doubled down on their efforts. They used each rejection as fuel to keep going, and the result was greatness. If they had let rejection define them, they never would have achieved the success they're known for today. So, when you face rejection, don't take it personally or let it crush your confidence. Instead, channel that energy into action. Improve your skills, refine your approach, and keep moving forward. Ask yourself, what can I do better next time? And take those lessons with you. With each rejection, you grow stronger and more resilient. Rejection isn't the opposite of success. It's a step toward it. Every time you hear no, remind yourself that you're one step closer to a yes. The path to success is paved with setbacks, but those setbacks are what ultimately prepare you for the victory that's waiting for you. Rejection can teach you valuable lessons, build character, and propel you toward greater achievements. Remember, every rejection is an opportunity for improvement. Each time you pick yourself back up, you're not only becoming more skilled, but you're also building your emotional and mental strength. The key is to never stop trying, because each no is just one step closer to a future yes. Rejection is tough, but it doesn't have to break you. It's a part of life, a necessary step on the path to growth and success. The key is how you respond to it. Instead of letting it define you, use it to refine you. Learn from it, build resilience, and let it motivate you to push forward. So the next time rejection comes your way, don't let it crush you. Let it challenge you, let it teach you, and most importantly, let it make you stronger. And if this video helped you in any way, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really makes a difference, and I appreciate you being here.